New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Live from a secure concrete bunker somewhere in Ohio, New Thought Media Network presents Pastor Michael Mangus with Friday's Fireside Chat, spiritual conversation for today. Here he is from the secret radio room, surrounded by thousands of watts, Pastor Michael Mangus.
And a very pleasant Friday evening to you, the 21st day of February. Wow. In the year of 2025. Well, hello there. This is the evening edition, or the edition of the Fireside Chat for the 21st day of February in the year of 2025. I am Reverend Michael Mangus. I am broadcasting this evening from the highly secure concrete bunker somewhere around Akron, Ohio, that is so top secret. Only one person. And that is my faithful friend, Diego Reyes. Only he knows where it's at. Everyone else has no clue, including and especially Reverend Jeff Radcliff and also that Reverend Robert Brzezinski. They have no clue. They think they do, but they don't. Well, we do have a wonderful show for you tonight. And I know I say that every week, but we do. Please feel free to interact with us by posting your comments in Facebook and also on YouTube. And again, all my shy people out there, I know you're out there saying, oh, I don't want to put something in the chat. Well, then just send me an email, pastormichaelmangus@gmail.com, pastormichaelmangus@gmail.com. And also, if there is a news story that you would like us to comment on, again, pastormichaelmangus@gmail.com. So the purpose of our fireside chat here is for us to get our beverage. Notice, I believe, our beverage to sit by the fire and to talk about contemporary issues from a New Thought spiritual perspective. And as I say each and every week, I want us all to have a new thought. I don't want us to shy away from the news, but again, to embrace it, not to be overwhelmed by it, but to have it prompt us to action, not only in consciousness through prayer work, but also to inspire within you the question, what is mine to do in this world? Once again, coming in at 57 till the hour, 57 seconds until the hour.
Oh, it wasn't that late.
It is Staff Diva.
Don't be laying that term staff on me when I'm not on the table.
This is Reverend Jeff Radcliff. He is from the great state of Tennessee, formerly of West Virginia, and also my good friend, and it's really good to have him here to supervise me and also to comment tonight on the news.
Supervising you is a full-time job, and for that I expect I should be having a chat with Reverend Dr. Robert about forking over some bucks. Because you, my friend, you're a tough one to try to wrangle.
It's like
I need
herding
you.
cats.
I need help. I need like 2 border collies to keep you rounded up.
Well, I need 4, so.
Oh, okay.
Well, I did talk to the legal department
Uh-oh.
of the New Thought Media Network. This week, we are premiering a brand new segment of the Fireside Chat, Reverend Jeff's Story of the Week. And because that this is such a controversial story, I went ahead and I bought from Broadcast Supply Warehouse, bsw.com, a 7-second delay. And in talking with legal this evening, they told me that I'm glad that you had that installed because Reverend Jeff is on double secret probation.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That was told to me via Reverend Robert Brzezinski, Reverend Doctor, excuse me.
RD. Red Sox.
Rev Doctor, whatever. Anyhow, well, I usually kid about that this has been a slow news week, but I'll tell you, it's like there's like a fire hose going on every single day with this news, and
There will never be another slow news day. Not for the next 4 years.
Well, again, this is by design here. All right. So, yeah, it's the fire hose of news happening. And again, it's meant to overwhelm us. It is meant to go ahead and to say, okay, if you oppose anything that we at the administration, at the White House, the current administration, if you are opposed to anything, you will be crushed. No.
It's coming. It's coming. We're both going to be hit with one of those big boulders. It's going to land on us and crush us.
You think so?
We've been stirring up enough shit. We've been stirring up enough trouble that, yeah, we're probably on their radar right now.
Well, again, if there's any time that individuals in the U.S. and around the world that they need to be informed and engaged is now. And again, I am not saying get overwhelmed with all of this. And this week, I did something that I normally do not do, and that is unfriend someone. It's not our personal friend, Jeff.
Oh, not the guy from Philadelphia?
Yeah. It wasn't him.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised you put up with so much crap from him. I can't believe you let him stick around.
Well, it's because I need to find out what the other side's thinking. You know, you keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Okay. All righty.
All right. Are you ready for our chainsaw safety episode? Our chainsaw segment this evening?
Oh, yeah.
Here he is. Billionaire Elon Musk on Thursday used a chainsaw as a prop to tout his efforts to shrink the federal workforce in the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. Musk waved it in the air at a
like he just
conservative event. What now?
He waved it in the air like he just didn't care.
Describing it as a chainsaw for democracy and also for bureaucracy. And he was asked repeatedly about his efforts to find waste and fraud in the federal budget. which he likened to throwing darts in a room full of targets. The Trump administration and Musk have insisted that they are carefully purging the federal workforce by firing only low-performing employees serving in non-critical roles or recent hires on probationary status. However,
Wrong. So wrong.
CNN has found the exact opposite is happening. Recently promoted employees or people who have received strong performance reviews are among those who have been terminated.
And
Your
not
comments, Reverend
not
Jeff.
only are they cutting these low performing people, but they also say that they're cutting non-essential personnel. And then they went through and cut the personnel that are vital to air traffic control doing their job. They're not going to be happy unless they burn this blanker to the ground.
Well,
That's what they're going to do. They're going to burn this.
mother
We're
to the
gonna
ground.
we are going to need Mel Gibson and Tina Turner to fight it out in Thunderdome at the end of all this. That's what it's coming down
You
to.
mean we don't need another hero?
We don't need another hero. We are the hero, baby. We are the hero. Y'all can just and I talk about this later. I will talk about this later. I'll give you a sneak preview. You are the one we've been waiting for. Not me, not Reverend Michael. You, the listener, the watcher, who are here. You are the one you've been waiting for. Don't be waiting for anybody else to bail your ass out. It ain't happening. He ain't coming. It's
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. You are the person here empowered to do this. And again, media, especially your right-wing friends, are trying to dissuade you from your power. And that's where you say, well, thank you for sharing that. And you go and you do what you want to do.
Oh, you're so much more tactful than I am.
I know you would have told them to shut the up. But,
Yeah.
okay, well, our news continues this evening.
Oh, Lordy. Oh, okay, go ahead.
President DT is expected to sign more executive orders this afternoon as several of his moves to reshape the government face legal challenges. Could someone just take the man Sharpie away from him?
He buys at Costco. He gets them at a discount. He buys in bulk. Open up the desk drawers of the Resolute desk. It's nothing but black Sharpies.
I thought
and crayons.
I thought the American people elected a president, not a king.
Well, yeah, no.
Well,
you're going to show the picture, aren't you? You're going to show the picture
of
him with the crown on his head saying it's good to be king or whatever the hell.
No, I don't have that in the slides. You did not order that.
Oh, I should have.
Production.
Yeah. He's got it hanging up in the bathroom in the White House. Anybody that goes in there, the first thing they do is, you know what? I'm not constipated anymore. They're seeing I'm on a roll today, baby. I am on a roll.
I'm glad I got the 7-second delay button
up all day.
Installed.
I've been waiting for tonight to let it all out.
Okay. Well, now a judge is expected to rule today on the administration's effort to dismantle USAID, a significant early test of Trump's power to reduce the federal workforce and shutter an agency. And yesterday, another judge cleared the way for Trump to carry out mass firings of probationary federal workers. Your comments, Reverend Jeff Radcliff.
I think they're wrong. I think they're like way wrong. He's already shown that he doesn't know what he's doing. He's fired nuclear workers, the people who are in charge of our nuclear weapons systems, and then had to turn around and try to rehire them back. And we all know how that mess turned out. You know, he says that Elon doesn't have any real power, that he's the power behind all this. But yet Elon is standing there in the White House, in the Oval Office, spouting off his stuff. He's out there
kid
doing
picking his nose,
with that nasty little child. He needs to take that child in hand. You know, my mother would not have ever let me get by with what I saw on camera with that. But that's another story.
Okay, well,
but here's Elon taking that damn chainsaw to everybody, completely against, doing everything opposite of what Trump is saying is going on. The right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing.
Absolutely. And that, again, you know, as long as you have Sharpie ink, you can sign whatever that they put in front of you. Well, okay. Now
another hurricane comes along.
Okay, no, the hurricane's going to come along because I'm going to be talking about things that are close to home, Reverend Radcliff.
All right, go.
All right. So the Defense Department has temporarily paused a plan to carry out mass firings of civilian probationary employees until the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, and the Pentagon's Office of General Counsel can more thoroughly review the impact such firings could have on U.S. military readiness, defense officials told CNN. And that I guess that Musk and also Trump have said that the military budget is going to be slashed.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't believe so, but again, just for optics.
They're going to try. They're going to try, and they're not going to make it. They're all going to go out with Pete and have a 3-martini lunch. That was a hell of a joke, and that went right over your head, didn't it?
A 3-martini, yeah. Yeah,
he drinks. The man drinks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The man has a problem.
Very much so.
Yes.
They said he had water in his glass the other evening.
Yeah, water and vodka very much alike, don't they? They're going to try to cut the budget. They got to realize, though, that budget, well, first of all, it is the largest military budget in the entire universe.
Yes.
Not even the aliens in outer space have a budget this large.
Right.
But that budget covers a lot. It also includes, if I'm not mistaken, it also includes things like the Veterans Administration and all that. It all falls under the one DoD umbrella. So when they go to cut this, they're not only cutting support for active duty troops, they're cutting service and money for retired and disabled veterans, not to mention the fact that we are leaving our allies high and dry.
Right.
When they pull back on this stuff like that, and like the USAID, they seem to have no clue, no concept that when we go out and spend this money to bring up and elevate other countries when they need support, we're building goodwill, and one day we will need these people on our side, and they're not going to be there because we've cut off our nose to spite our face.
Well, the next story segues into it about the Veterans Administration. 60 plus VA workers across 3 states lose jobs amid federal cuts. And this is, I got this from Cleveland.com because I wanted to kind of put a local spin on it, especially in my area. It says the impact of the VA's decision to cut 1,000 jobs is hitting home, with over 60 non-union employees across Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana receiving pink slips, leaving many veterans and their advocates concerned. Don't you think here? The dismissive or dismissed probationary employees, dismissed in a Department of Veterans Affairs announcement last week, might translate to a handful of Northeastern Ohio VA employees losing their job, said Brian Pierce, who's the executive secretary of the North Shore AFL-CIO, Federation of Labor. This union represents 80,000 employees in the Cuyahoga, Lake, and Geauga counties of Ohio. Basically, what is happening here is they're saying that the dismissal of more than 1,000 non-bargaining union employees will save more than $98 million annually, which will be used to fund healthcare, benefits, and services for VA beneficiaries, the federal announcement said. Can I call BS there?
I beat you to it. $98 million is a drop in the bucket as to what's needed. $98 million is nothing. They're jumping over dollars to pick up dimes, to pick up pennies.
Right.
And the American people, the right-wing American people, are buying into this like it's some great savings. I saw an article that said something like $55 billion was saved. No, they've not come anywhere near that amount of money.
Okay.
No.
Let me just explain to our audience here. You'll hear and you'll see your right-wing friends go ahead and tout on social media about how much money Elon Musk and his boys are saving the American taxpayer. Understand this. If you were going in, let's say that you were going into like a local government to uncover fraud, you would not take in computer programmers, maybe one or two, but you would take in forensic accountants who know how to read the darn balance sheet. I almost said damn there.
Oh, you damn near did, didn't you?
Who know how to read balance sheets. What I don't understand is people are getting snowed under about this. That, again, people are touting on social media. They're saying, well, we're really doing it to those libs, we're really giving it to them. We're really making them mad. Elon is taking that chainsaw and just going. No, they are disrupting, and they will disrupt our way of life here in this country. If it hasn't affected you yet, it will. In some form or another, the shift will hit the fan here. And that's the reason why that we are on this program and on this network talking about this, because we want to be supportive through this for you. We want to give you, again, spiritual tools, but the whole idea is not cowering away from these bullies, but by saying, okay, we're not going to put up with this. And we are going to be the voice of reason here. Your comments, Reverend Jeff Radcliff.
I've got two thoughts running through my mind. The first of which is there are a lot of people who have problems with gay and lesbian people. and they'll be evil and mean and nasty about them until they find out that somebody in their family is gay or lesbian or bisexual or transgender. Then it comes close to home. It becomes personal to them. Then they begin to see, they open their eyes and they can understand what's going on around them. Unfortunately, that's the same way that it's going to happen for these people.
Yes.
They're taking so much pleasure and so much glee in what they see as the libs suffering. But their chickens are going to come home to roost. And when they do, it's going to be difficult. The thought that ran through my head, do you remember Will and Grace, the TV show Will and Grace?
Yeah, a long time ago.
I know. Do you remember Grace's mother? What was her name? Was that Julie Andrews? That wasn't Julie Andrews. Princess Leia's mother. Bobby Adler was the character's name. And she had a
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher. No, her mother. The mother.
Oh.
Carrie Fisher's mother.
Okay.
She had a dance that she used to do. Her told you so dance was told you so, told you so, told you so. You know, it's going to be damn hard not to do the Bobby Adler dance whenever these right wingers start to realize that all these cuts and all these things that Elon is doing with our government are going to affect them. Now, it's not spiritual to take on the Schadenfreude, but I'm going to have to admit, and I will admit it right here and right now, preemptively, I'm going to have a struggle not taking just a little bit of satisfaction in seeing it hit them.
Well, I think what is happening is that
Debbie Reynolds. Thank you, Diana.
Debbie Reynolds. Okay.
Reynolds. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Wow. Diana says Debbie Reynolds.
Yeah, it's Debbie Reynolds. Yes.
Okay. But I think that, and I saw in the news this week that the wheels are starting to come off the bus here. That day is here. CNN data reporter reveals that Trump's greatest weakness, CNN data reporter Harry Enton spotted a major warning sign for presidential Donald Trump in the latest polling data, as voters gave him low marks in the one area that used to be his great strength, and that's the economy. Take a look at those numbers there on the slide. I honestly never thought I'd see the day which Donald Trump would be polling so poor on the economy, but the day is here. And he says it comes down to one core issue, and it's the same one that bedeviled Trump's predecessor. As I said last week, inflation ate the Joe Biden presidency alive. And right now, it is very much the case that Donald Trump is in danger of inflation eating his presidency alive because his net approval rating on the economy are underwater. Take a look at that. -5, -6, -7, -4. Across the polls. This is not just one poll.
Mm-hmm.
The last day that has been the worst polling day for Trump during his second term, -4, showing his net approval rating underwater like the Little Mermaid. That's saying it real nicely. The three polls with a trend line showing his ratings going down. And again, Trump's one-time strength, the economy, is now a weakness. So that's what we heard for months is the economy's bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's all Joe Biden's fault. Vote me in and I'll fix it. And what is happening is the exact opposite of what this guy promised, because he was full of hot air in the first place. Reverend Jeff Radcliff.
It's almost as much bovine excrement as the location of the secret bunker. But I digress. Did, did you also see? Did you also see that 83% of Americans disapprove of his um, pardons on the January 6th perpetrators?
Absolutely.
Dude's doing it all wrong, and people are starting to sit up and notice, like you said, and they don't like it. They're not happy. And
Well,
he's going along, the happy little moron, thinking, "Oh, I've got this stuff together." He
well,
has no clue.
right. One more before we go to break here. And again, this is more evidence that the wheels are coming off the bus. Did you see this? A GOP congressman faced criticism and several boos at Georgia Town Hall. Now, the
Yeah,
area. Did you? Oh man,
I read about it. Yeah.
Okay, so just a little background. The 7th congressional district, it's as red as you're going to get in Georgia.
Mm.
Okay. So with that background, a Republican congressman from Georgia faced some tough criticism and occasional boos, occasional, from constituents on Thursday night as he fielded questions about the Trump's administration early actions. At one point, McCormick, who represents the state's 7th congressional district, was pointedly asked about the firings of hundreds of workers at the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, which is based in Atlanta. Why is a supposedly conservative party taking such a radical and extremist and sloppy approach to this? That was one of the questions asked.
Mm.
He gave some kind of answer like, well, I'm in close contact with the CDC. They have 13,000 employees, and they're only cutting it by 1,300 because many of the jobs that they're going to do will be replaced by AI. And McCormick said, the reason I know this is because I'm a doctor.
Even doctors can be morons.
Well, I mean, it goes on. And basically, again, McCormick, who also works as an emergency room physician, says he has differences of opinion with Robert Kennedy Jr. when asked if he supports the new Health and Human Services Secretary. And he says that goes for pretty much every single bureaucrat out there. Just like I have differences of opinions with you. Some of the things I agree with him upon, some of the things I disagree on. I'm not going to go line by line. I am a physician. Well, so what? He says, I go with science as best as I can. Oh, really? And so as the town hall was close to wrapping up, McCormick says, I came here to have a discussion. I think a lot of you did not come here in good faith to have a discussion. You came here to yell at me and to boo at me. And he continued, the fact that I came here was because I knew that 75% of the people were unhappy. And I wanted to have a discussion about how we can get to the end point and solve some problems. I didn't have to come here. My staff did not have to come here. I mean, he was getting booed.
You know why? Do you know why? They were 20 miles from the CDC. Half the people there at that town hall probably work there. The man had blinders on. I mean, clueless. I mean, he needed Nancy Drew to help him find his way out of there because he had no clue.
Or a dog, or a seeing eye dog, or something. It's just this, folks. The reason we're bringing this up here is just, again, to make you aware of what is going on out there. And also, again, be not in fear. Just, again, be knowledgeable. And again, call your congressman, your representative, keep on them. It is working. And one of the reversals this week was that President Trump went ahead and rescinded an order to get rid of national park employees, seasonal park employees, because people just raised holy heck about that. So, yes, you are making a difference. Don't let your friends or your colleagues or whoever dissuade you from, again, talking truth to power here.
Exactly. We have a responsibility, a civic responsibility to our country to stand up for what we believe is right.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't do it, it's like Bonhoeffer said, I didn't speak up for or was it Niemöller? He said, I didn't speak up for the trade unionists because I wasn't a trade unionist, and they came and took them away. And then they came for the communists, and I wasn't a communist, so I didn't speak up for them. And next thing you know, they came for me, and there wasn't anybody left to speak for me. If you don't speak your mind, if you don't let your representatives know what is going on in your head and how this affects you, then you might as well just sit down and shut up and let the rest of us do it, because somebody's got to fight for this country. We need all of us to do this.
Absolutely.
We cannot shirk our responsibility. It is a responsibility. It is our civic duty to do this.
Next up, after our break, we are debuting Reverend Jeff's story of the week.
Enjoy it. Maybe the last one.
And again, that we installed the brand new delay system here that I may have to be using a lot tonight. So we're going to take a quick break here, just to let everyone know. Just to let everyone know. Hi there. This is the Friday Evening Fireside Chat here on your New Thought Media Network. Just wanted to let you know again, on Sundays, I am at summitcsl.org. Please go ahead, get our Zoom address and also our password, and come and join us. It's a lot of fun. We have a great service online, 10:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 Pacific Time. This Sunday, we'll have our music director, Reverend John Miller. He will be our very special guest speaker. So again, just join us, summitcsl.org. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and then we will be back. You're watching the Friday Evening Fireside Chat here on your New Thought Media Network.
Welcome to Science of Mind Archives, your gateway to spiritual wisdom. Join us for our grand opening gala. Experience a weekend of inspiration. Enjoy a ribbon-cutting ceremony, a gala dinner and workshops, plus a labyrinth walk and town hall. Connect with a community of seekers. Explore spiritual teachings and resources. Find your path to personal growth. Join us from April 24th to 27th. Lodging options are still available. Visit our website www.scienceofmindarchives.com for more details. Please RSVP by March 15th. Featuring Reverend Jesse Jennings, musical inspirations with Karen Drucker, and the spirit of Ernest Holmes. Come celebrate our new home at Unity Village, Lee's Summit, Missouri, and please visit www.scienceofmindarchives.com.
The views and opinions expressed by Pastor Michael Mangus are generally right. However, they are his own and do not reflect the views and opinions of New Thought Media Network, Centers for Spiritual Living, or any other person living or dead. As they say in the 12-Step Recovery Program, take what you like and leave the rest. Here again is Pastor Michael.
That's a brand new promo for the Science of Mind Archives, which is having a celebration of its new home at Unity Village. So if you have an opportunity or feel so inclined, please go and visit. It's a great place. I've been there a couple of times. They're still unpacking all those boxes from moving here. All right. We have come to that point in our program in which we do have a brand new feature that may be the last time that we have this feature. And that's Reverend Jeff's Story of the Week.
I need a liner with that, okay? So you need to see to that.
We'll give it to the production department to do.
There you go.
Okay.
I think that we need to I think I need to follow in your footsteps and just let everybody know that these are my opinions, my view only. I'm not representing any of the spiritual organizations of which I am a part. These are my opinions and my opinions only. If you don't like them, tough stuff. You got no recourse but to either take it or turn me off.
Well, I'll tell you what.
You can't complain to anybody else other than Reverend Michael, because these are my opinions. It's what it is.
You just wait here. He's just getting warmed up here.
There was a story that came out in the news just the other day about a little girl. This is her. And we'll talk about her, and I will name her in just a few minutes. But she was 11 years old, and she unalived herself. She died by suicide. 11 years old, because, and I have trouble talking about this, I thought that I had got all of my emotions out when I wrote about this yesterday. And apparently I have not. She committed suicide because she was being teased, had been teased for weeks and weeks by her classmates, telling her that ICE was going to come and take her parents away and deport them, and she was going to be left all alone. She couldn't handle it. I don't blame her. So this is where my disclaimer comes in. Okay? So please forgive me if I get a little emotional, because this is a tough one for me. But I'm going to read to you what I wrote. The catalyst for this basically was a friend of mine, a colleague, had posted about this little girl online. Actually, he posted 3 different news stories about her. And I read the first one. I didn't need to read the second and third one. But he posted an article, and I posted the article so that people could read it. The original poster expressed grief and heartbrokenness over the situation. Comments on his post claimed that it was sad and tragic. Well, of course it was sad and tragic. It was good and right to feel sad over this little girl. It was tragic and wrong, as been stated. But sorrow is a luxury we can ill afford, because with sorrow, we feel the emotion and we wait for it to pass on its own time. They say grief has no timetable. That's true. We wait for grief and sorrow to move out in its own time. But sometimes we need to let that emotion turn into something else, something that spurs us to action, something to get angry about, really angry. And we need to do that now to take our country back. Make America great again. Don't make me laugh. When I see what the United States has become under that MAGA crap slogan, it pisses me off. We all need to get pissed off, or every right that we have ever enjoyed in this country is going to be gone. It's going to be taken away from us. Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, stated that we needed to treat and move our feet. In other words, we need to pray, but also take action, put feet to our prayers. So what's the original poster of this story going to do? What are his friends who commented going to do? What are we going to do? Sitting on our asses waiting for somebody to take action is not an option. Christians have been doing that for 2,000 years, and Jesus has yet to return to rapture them the hell out of here. And he's not going to. The second coming has taken place, and the Christ Spirit is within each one of us. He told us that. He said the kingdom of God is within you. We are the ones we've been waiting for. And we're called to love one another. And it's obvious that this little girl, her name was Jocelyn Rojo Carranza, the little girl from the article. She wasn't being loved by her classmates. Jesus told his disciples that if they loved him, they would keep his commandments. And he gave them commandments. What were they? He said they were the greatest commandments. And there were just 2 of them. Love God and love each other. That's all. Love. Love takes action, not inactivity. It's time to get with it. We have work to do. We have a reason that we're here right now on planet Earth at this moment in history. The book of Esther says, who knows, but that we were brought here for such a time as this. And Jesus said, to this end was I born, and for this cause came I into the world, that I should bear witness unto the truth. The rationale of the Christed one should be our rationale as well. For this end were we born, that we should bear witness or live out the truth of the kingdom of heaven. My heart breaks for Jocelyn Rojo Carranza and her family. It breaks for those who are going to suffer under the Trump-Musk Reich. But that's not good enough. We can feel the pain of sorrow, but we have to also feel love. And even though we feel love, we can still be angry. Become angry. That's what I called you to do right now. Be angry and then do something about it. There have been protests all over this country, and more are on the way. Join one of them. And if you can't join in the protest, then use the tools that you've got. Get on the phone, call your state and your federal representatives, write letters. 5calls.org. That's the number 5calls.org. Let them help you make a difference. 5 calls is the easiest and most effective way for U.S. constituents to make a political impact. How many people, whether they're documented or undocumented, are going to suffer and die needlessly while we sit on our hands and do nothing, while we let some madmen take over our country? How many are going to suffer and die while we sit around waiting for some savior to rescue us, quoting his words, yet failing to live up to them? And how many are going to wait until the suffering that's beginning to happen in other places comes to visit them before they act? If you're not going to do anything to help take our country back, then get the fuck out of the way and let the rest of us do it. History is filled with people who have risen to the top on the backs and the labors of others. I'd like to hope that more will work toward this goal rather than skate by without lending a hand. Poet John Donne said, "No man is an island entire of itself. Therefore send not to Nota, for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee." Thank you.
Wow. Yes, if you'd like to read more, go on to Jeff Radcliff's Facebook page, and he read his response. When I saw that article this week, it just, again, someone who was bullied, who is a survivor of school abuse, that my heart just went out. And my question is, where the hell were all the adults? Where were they? And that I hope that individuals get an education out of this. Yes, they may be kids. However, that who were they taught all this stuff by?
Exactly.
They were taught by their parents. So let this be the last little one that goes through this here. And that, again, this is the reason why that, and again, people will say, well, you New Thought people, you're getting too political. Listen, as pointed out by David Alexander on, we had a special broadcast on Wednesday night. is New Thought on Hospice, the general consensus was no. And David's response to the political question was, listen, everything you do is political.
Exactly.
When you go out and drive your car, that's political. When you go banking, that's political. Everything is political. So us standing up for people's rights, if it seems to go in a certain direction politically, so what? The reason that I speak up and speak out is because of little girls like Jocelyn, again, who got teased mercilessly by these children. And again, where were the adults? They weren't there. Your comments, Reverend Jeff Radcliff.
These kids are going to grow up. They're going to go to high school and they're going to graduate. They're going to go to prom. They're going to go on to college and they're going to go on to have lives and get married and have children or successful careers. But they took that away from her. They took that away from her. Now, you and I have a lot of fun on this show. We make fun of the stupid shit that we see out there. And tonight, we got a little angry. But we cannot lose sight of the fact that we have a higher calling.
Absolutely.
And that calling is to love. We're speaking truth to power. Yeah, we're doing it in a funny way sometimes. We're getting mad. But in the end, we have to remember that we are all children of the divine. We are all physical expressions, incarnations of what you could call God or spirit or the universe or all that is. We are one with one another. What affects one affects all of us.
Absolutely.
So when we let someone like Jocelyn fall through the cracks, we all fall with her.
That's one too many.
Yeah, the saying is that when the tide comes in, all boats rise.
Right.
Our job is to lift each other up, because when we lift up one, we lift up all.
Right.
That is what we have to remember.
Well, I do have some good news. Our favorite Pope had a restful night and had breakfast in his armchair. The Holy See's press office informed journalists that Pope Francis had a peaceful sixth night at the Rome Hospital, the Gemelli Hospital, where he's being treated for double pneumonia, and he ate breakfast in an armchair. Pope Francis has had a restful night and this morning got out of bed and had breakfast in an armchair, the Holy See press office stated as a note to journalists on Thursday morning. Pope Francis is being treated for double pneumonia, and on Wednesday evening, the Holy See press office statement noted that the Holy Father's clinical condition is stable and that the blood test evaluated by the medical staff shows a slight improvement, particularly in the inflammatory indices? I think so.
Indices?
Yeah. Is that close enough?
It's plural of the word index.
Okay, indices. Okay. So it's noted that after breakfast, the Pope read some newspapers and then went about his work with his closest collaborators. And before lunch, he received the Eucharist. So our prayers go out to your favorite Pope, Pope Francis.
Well, he's my second favorite. Something about the JP1 visit for me.
Okay. Well, again, Francis, I think, is gone.
Yeah, Frank is good. I like Frank. He's all right.
He's and he dresses cool too.
Did you see a few years ago the story that went around? He was there, had an audience at the Vatican, and a little girl with Down syndrome got up out of her seat and came up to where he was and sat there in his chair. And while he addressed the crowd, he stood there at the microphone and he held her hand. And I mean, I'm not Catholic, so I don't totally get the whole Catholic thing and why they do what they do, when they do it, how they do it, whatnot. But one thing that has to be said when it comes to the popes, man, they got it going on. They are so loving and so kind. And just like, I see some of the nuns and even the local ones here and the work that they do with the poor and the homeless and the sick. You know, every organization has their problems, but the Catholic Church, when it comes to caring for the indigent and the needy and those who are down, I gotta give them some props.
Yeah. You're not going to believe this.
You say that every week. I believe it. We're out of time.
Well, I only marked down one F-bomb.
Yeah, I was good.
So I'm glad that we do not hold any FCC licenses. But again, that I will make a note of that when we do add the radio, the television, and also the broadcasting facilities that use Federal Communication Commission licenses, that to make sure that I put in a 7 to 10 second delay.
I am so screwed. but like I said, these are my views only. They do not belong to anyone in the Divine Science Federation International, the Divine Science Ministers Association, the International New Thought Alliance, the Association for Global New Thought, the Affiliated New Thought Network. And even though I'm not totally, completely, fully accepted as a member of New Thought Media Network, it's not their deal either. It's all.
Oh boy, I can't wait till the Monday meeting.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about it. Oh man. And the thing of it is, Reverend Robert's not on here. He'd have said something by now. So
we do not see any comments from Reverend Robert Brzezinski this evening. So I don't know. Maybe
there right now.
Maybe he's being stealth tonight. And then on Monday when we have our staff meeting.
No, you know what I'm seeing right now? I'm seeing a vision of him laid out on the floor in shock, and his wife Laura going, "It's okay, honey. Hold on. It's okay." He didn't mean it.
Oh, yes, he did.
Yeah, I did. I sure did.
Jeff, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you. Much love, and thank you for being part of our broadcast this evening. And folks, we are all out of time. And again, we do things in a very humorous way, but we also, again, we want you to just be aware of what's going on out there and to ask the question, what is mine to do here? Since we are all one, what is mine to do here? That's a good question. It may not be what Jeff and I are doing on YouTube and also on Facebook, but it may be get involved with your local anti-bullying campaign. It may be to contribute to politicians who have the same viewpoints and opinions and carry the same values that you do. All right. So great show tonight. Again, it's always good to have Jeff with us. And again, folks, thank you so very much. And again, if you could please help us out here at New Thought Media Network, ntmedia.org/donate. Everything helps here. And again, we take donations large and small. Again, if you'd like to give a very generous one-time gift, that's great. Or if you would like to be a monthly partner like I am, then please feel free again to go to the donate page at ntmedia.org. On behalf of all of us here at the New Thought Media Network, I'm Reverend Michael. I'm going to wish you a very pleasant good night. and have a great week.
Thanks for joining us this evening for Friday's Fireside Chat with Pastor Michael Mangus. Join us again next week at 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain for more spiritual conversations for today. For more information and replays of past shows, please visit the New Thought Radio and Media Network's Facebook page. Until next week, may God bless you richly and abundantly.